For Biafra must be restored, for there is nothing the enemies can do about it. We have come that the will of the Most High may prevail. Radio Biafra is unorthodox. The way we do things are markedly different from how others do it. We are under divine instruction. We have come that GateKeepers may take control of these very proceedings this evening, for we are nothing without him. O Elohim, unto thee we repose all that we are. Do not allow your children, IPOB, to be put to shame. Do not allow us to be devoured by the hands of the wicked. Do not allow us, O Mighty One, to fall prey to those who do not know thee. You will deliver us, not because we are righteous, but because of your mercy. Hear our cry and our supplication. We are not armed. We have not killed anyone. We have not jailed anyone. We have not done anything at all to warrant the level of destruction and carnage being visited upon your children. The same way Israel suffered, so is Biafra suffering today. And if you, Elohim, can deliver Israel, so will you deliver Biafra. That is our hope. That is our anchor of everything that we hold dear as a race and as a people. You brought Biafra that light may come into Africa. You gave us hope because we are in a continent of hopelessness. And by thy grace, Biafra shall be restored. We shall be resurrected. We shall crown our efforts with the glory by the grace of the Most High himself. We are not strong. We do not pretend to be strong. All we do is to submit ourselves to your will, that your will may be done upon our lives. We have lost many people. We have lost so many good people. Their sacrifice will never be forgotten. We shall honor them, and for their sake, Biafra will come. Israel lost people, and today Israel is here as a beacon of hope in a land filled with darkness. We beseech him because we are wandering all over the world, hoping against every hope that things will turn around for the better. It has never turned around for the better. Instead, it is getting worse. Please do not abandon your children. You have given us a commission, and we must accomplish it in our lifetime. We have come to honor your holy name. We have come to praise thee. We have come to honor thee, that your name may be glorified, adored, and praised forever and ever. He said, I welcome each and every one of you.
Good evening. Sorry, I think my mic was playing up a little bit. One second. Good evening, fellow comrade and lovers of freedom. My name's Mazi Umeh. I reside here in the United Kingdom. And it's 5 minutes on top of the hour, 8 p.m. here in the United Kingdom, presumably the same time in Biafra land. And today is the 13th day, year of our Lord, May 2023. And we are reaching you live from United Kingdom. And as I welcome you, I'll indulge you to welcome others. Tonight, on the critical analysis on Biafra Alpha Power Media International, this is a very, very significant time in our lifetime on this struggle, on this restoration of the kingdom of heaven upon the earth, propelled by the only one and the only spirit leaders of the just people of Biafra, Mazi Umeh Nnamdi Kanu, my supreme leader, once again this evening. Good evening. Today, I'm going to go through my monologue in a very short version. There's a lot to talk about today. And as you all know, what transpired in the Zoo Supreme Court on Thursday, which is on the 11th, if I'm not mistaken, if I'm getting the date accurately, is not clear what actually transpired. Because of this program, I'm going to play the interview of the leading counsel, and then all of us can, listen to it again and try to see if we can make any sense of it. Because I don't know, and because what exactly transpired, and what was it that they filed, and the zoo government meant to file there. So it's like a kind of convolution, I could put it that way. It wasn't clear. And that's why you could see what I've just put up here. By stage 4 is not being sincere. Even a dumber, someone that cannot see, unless you're playing dumb to yourself, will see that. I said it over time that as long as Mazi Umeh Kanu is held uncommunicado in DSS dungeon, in particular, the Jofo will blossom. And all the cabal within will be enriching themselves because now IPOB have become the source of their livelihood. Because when they meddle into IPOB finance and now start cashing out on every sector in IPOB, tells you all you need to know. So, and tomorrow, as well, Aba Massacre is there in our heart as we now prepare for 30th of May, the heroine and heroines remembrance for Biafrans, those that have laid their life from since 1945 to death. The most recent one is the onslaught in Aba. That those that claim that they are the leadership has turned a blind eye on those they have asked out to go and protest for no just cause. All of them, Akwara Omende, will always be the center of attraction, as he is the Abia State coordinator representing Mazi Umeh Kanu. You have said it over time that every country coordinators represent him as IPOB hierarchical requires. So Akwara Omende was murdered in cold blood with other 50 men with him. It was not recognized by anybody. China Sanwo came on Radio Biafra, denied them. But the evidence about the young lady they sent that was screaming, this is Abia State ESN Command in collaboration with IPOB. We have all those videos. And it's a write-up he wrote that it was the dame they asked them to do. Chike Doziem can come out and tell Biafrans that he never placed any call across Akwara Omende and requested that that protest shall be peaceful. What was reason for it? Because they have planned to kill Akwara Omende, specifically China Sanwo, because of the evil they have done. The manhunt they have prepared to do, and they have using it, judiciously towards those so-called media worm. And tonight I'm going to dive into those, the criteria of using people to blackmail, because over time, when people say they're a media warrior in IPOB, my question to you is, who gave you that position and what makes you think you are a media warrior? I said over time, when IPOB, since we on social media, every IPOB member that have a smartphone is a media warrior, and you know what to do when we need to go after our enemy. The media warrior you heard this guy is talking about is a media warrior within to shut every voice that will go against the cabal, and people like us have said no to it. Biafra Alpha Power Media is here to scrutinize every inch of the way, regardless who might be involved in it. Definitely we'll discuss on this platform without any apology. That shall be a lone voice, without any equivocation. When our leader came out, not oftentimes so many people want to listen to Onyendu because he was raw. He was a wrong voice. As we are here today, we're standing on that gap as Radio Biafra has been bastardized. So over time, he had them talk about media world and asked them, who are these individuals? These are wretched individuals living in sub-Saharan Africa. Some of them that live in Europe, they don't know their whereabouts. They have got nothing to offer. None of these individuals have served in any capacity in IPOB to tell you. Let me explain things to you. Before you apply for any job, first thing they ask you is your experience of that job. Before you come out on social media to talk about a principal servant of indigenous people of Biafra, that is in our oath that you shall not go against anybody working assiduously to restore Biafra. Now your mantra is to go after your own fellow comrades, to disseminate them because you don't like them. This is not what we are fighting for. This is not why our people have laid down their lives from 20. Listen, as IPOB started from 2016, men were laying down their life because they know that we're going to die in a street of our, they died in a Amwambala, which is Headbridge on each other. People were more than all. I will remind you that high schooler, but these are invent. And there's a particular two individual in Anambra, one, the guy they pour acid, and one of our brother, the one they shot in his leg. The guy is in India now. I have direct access to this individual. These are men on the front line. Don't forget that. We contributed immensely without asking questions. From 2015, 16, 17, 18, contribution was something that was solemnly natural in what we are doing because men have laid their life for us to be talking about Biafra today. So for anybody telling you that they're going to ignore about men that they murdered in Aba in Cobra, talking about 30th of May. 30th of May for them is a jamboree where they gather themselves together and contribute money and cook rice and drink, whereas our people are languishing back in Biafra land. That is not of the remembrance day we want to have. In United Kingdom here, I want to announce to you tonight, I will put the flyer up on this screen as I go forward, that UK family under the leadership of Mazi Umeh shall be holding our moments of silence to remember our heroes, specifically those that died on 31st of March 2023 that was died under the duplicity of Chike Doziem and his henchman China Sanworu. They murdered our people in cold blood, and they feel no remorse of it, and we say no to that. So subsequently, I'm definitely going to play the Aba massacre. And that's something I want to say here tonight, because I'm going to talk about a lot of things. You see, these people, I want to put up something on the screen. Tonight, we are going into the surgical analysis of the damage caused by the Cabal within DOS through their media worms. And tonight I'm going to borrow the word of Master Prophet, which he said, Omo Akpakarating Bomb. These are a bunch of lunatic and non-entity have got no left and right. Somebody will call you on phone for you to go and attack somebody that did nothing to you, to blackmail someone that did nothing to you. Exemplar, because we say when we come here, we come with evidence. We don't come here to come and talk. That's what I told them. Is speak and forget about it. Our job is to scrutinize whatever you have said in the past and bring it to the light. What they did it in UK here, where Mazi Umeh found out the fraud they committed in company house. One morning, all of them ganged up. And there's somebody that I thought the guy has something rudimentary to offer. None of these individuals from A to Z. I'm sorry to tell you. As our SAG brought me in the middle of this, all these monsters for a couple of weeks. When we came out, nobody asked me to come out, and you cannot ask me to go and attack somebody. We sat down and found out something was going wrong. And when we found out that what you guys are doing was not what you're supposed to do, then we said no to it. That blessed morning, you guys went off for SAG. The propaganda was SAG was one withholding IPOB letter in United Kingdom. That's why Company House was written letter. What an irony. Couple months later, and I came that day, I was only one man standing, told you guys, I told the idiot that lives in South Africa, you are perpetrating falsehood against Mazi Umeh. And I mentioned Darlington Imo. Couple months later, they had a disagreement with him. The Senchina Sanworu came on Radio Biafra to tell you that it was Darlington Imo. What does that tell you? How are you going to apologize to a man you have damaged without knowing what you are doing? That is why I told you guys from day one that every single one of you that have knowingly or unknowingly maligned the family of Kanu family, because that family have given what you will never in a million years. None of us are standing here today can be in the position of Onyendu without cutting deal. His two parents died, and you guys, we are now making caricature of Kanu family and discussing about their private life. And today somebody is somewhere shouting that he's swearing with his life about some idiot that died. Nobody knows who he is. Somebody they contracted to come and malign people. That idiot has gone around calling people, extracting information. So many people have died in the course of that idiot that have just passed away. I'm going to talk about him. I'm going to put this picture here tonight. I have never get into the idiocy of this man that contracting people have never worked in any capacity in IPOB to destroy IPOB. Tonight is going to be your night, so-called I want to lay some things to bear tonight, because over time we think things will wash. It doesn't wash when we are, because we have our facts right when we want to dive into anything we did. So firstly, I am going to play the voice the interview of the lead counsel, Ezekiel, what happened in Supreme Court on Thursday. And I want you to hear what he was saying and watch the body language of Ijo for himself. There's another video because those videos was not clear, so I need to fish out to actually to hear what he's saying, what actually transpired. And now this case has moved to another till September. Our leader will still now is 2 years plus. And I'm asking you tonight, media warrior, for 21 months, now we are May, June, next month is going to be 2 years, 24 months when you was rendition. What have you lunatics achieved other than to destroy IPOB within? You guys created some distraction, some alibi that some people were bought into. And today, some people will blaming those people that fell on the west side. Why wouldn't they fell on the west side? Do we have anything better to offer to them? They are disgruntled. He created the atmosphere of autopilot because autopilot means that you don't take control, you don't take command from the highest command of IPOB. And it's evidently. So how do you think people will react and do what he asked them to do? The answer is no, it's not going to happen. So that autopilot, that is one thing I'm going to show tonight as well, because the guiding principle that Madam Oyibo brought, Ejiofor enacted it and asked Madam Oyibo to put it in writing. CC, Chikedoziem, and including the so-called lobby team in America, and commanded him to command Biafra and announce Umeh account. So many of you have forgotten about that. Our finance is fundamental because that's heart of IPOB. And that's how, and they went into that particular place. Onyendu say, I want our men to keep clear. Every single thing Mazi and Kanu demanded from you guys have flouted it openly. And how then do you think that the zoo holding our leader will be reacting based on those that he has given the mantle to, to look after him when he was aware? Because in theory, everybody thinks that, oh, these people have betrayed this man. Oh, he's standing on alone. But I got bad news for you because Mazi and Kanu can cut a deal anytime he wants. But guess what? He wouldn't do it because he wasn't here because he wanted to please you or me. Neither because he's on a mission. So I'm going to take it one after another. I want to share that video and I'm going to say something about it. Then I will take it from there.
Biafra Afro Media International.
Yeah, good morning. Yeah, today's proceedings border essentially on the main appeal, which we believe was ripe for hearing. When this case came up on the 27th of April, Thursday, 27th of April, the Supreme Court ordered the federal government to file their brief of argument as appellant within 6 days. They had asked for 5 days, but the Supreme Court was gracious enough to give them 6 days. They did not file that brief until Tuesday. Even when they filed it on Tuesday, I discovered that the brief was 53 pages, more than the threshold of the 40 pages allowed by the Supreme Court. I'm not the kind of lawyer to embarrass opponents. So I told the Supreme Court, I told Gazali SCM from the Federal Ministry of Justice and his junior, I called them and then also wrote to them that the practice and convention at the Supreme Court is that a brief should not exceed 40 pages. So they had to file another one on Wednesday, which they served us late on Thursday. We had only the weekend to prepare our own respondents' brief, which we duly filed on Tuesday in the morning and served them. So from all intents and purposes, the appeal was ripe for hearing. But today, the federal government came and said they wanted to file a reply brief. I told their counsel, you can even, these points of law you are showing me which you want to file formally, you can stand up and say them orally, verbally, and we will not oppose. In any event, you are saying we raised a preliminary objection in our brief. It was raised in our brief, not as a separate document. But I believe that their own intention was to stall the proceedings, because he said he had the instruction of the Attorney General that he must reply to it. I said, no one is saying you should not reply. But it doesn't have to be in a written form. You can reply orally. We are
Biafra Alpha Power Media International.
Yeah, good morning. Yeah, today's proceedings border essentially on the main appeal, which we believe was ripe for hearing. When this case came up on the 27th of April, Thursday, 27th of April, the Supreme Court ordered the federal government to file their brief of argument as appellant within 6 days. Today's proceedings
to be honest with you, I am not making any sense on whatever he was saying. He's saying that when the case come up on 27th of April, that the federal government asked them to file a response or whatever to appellate court. But my question is this, because it's making me, it's irritating me, to be fair. These individuals, we are paying them. And as you can see, if you hear clearly on the background, I think Ejiofor was whispering on his ear. And there's nothing anymore we want to know and file, but all this argument based that whatever they filed was late, but all this whole thing is unprofessional to me. You know, there was one time Ejiofor and the other barristers was locked out of court in the zoo. It was misconduct. And for that, they are joined Onyendu's case without even them knowing. I'm just trying to let you know the lapses that have gone through this guy. Like I said, Ejiofor was the event that brought him 2016, when Obeta was actually behaving exactly the way Ejiofor is behaving. Ejiofor is more dangerous than Obeta, because Obeta did not see the light of the day. Obeta was Uchemofa, I think he was his classmate. Some of them wanted to eat Uchemofa alive that he recommended Obeta, but probably Obeta could have even better off than him, because he was a politician and he was pushing that agenda openly. Ejiofor was nobody, was a property lawyer in Abuja, and opportunity come through. And today now he's become the kingpin and the one now undermining whatever that have to get Onyendo out of DSS dungeon. After this jamboree they did, in theory, there's another video that I had that Ejiofor was talking to Ejimako, and Ejimako went to see Onyendo. In theory, after this particular jamboree, all of them should have went straight to see our leader to have a discussion. But they didn't do it. But guess what? Now, the write-up I put up here is the write-up from Prince Kanu Meme, because one thing I have learned over years on this struggle is that I always connect with our leader in spirit. You see, he said something here that struck me. He said, just met the IPOB leader, Mazi Umeh, at the usual place, DSS Dungeon, Abuja today. When I intimidated him to the Supreme Court proceedings today, he laughed off his head. Do you hear on that? He laughed off his head. Onyendu laughed off his head because Onyendu know where they are coming from. There's another video that I don't want to play it. Ejimako was talking to Ejiofor in a way, going there to calm our leader down because of their, unprofessionalism they have demonstrated, the duplicity and complacency they have shown over time in what they're doing. And he noted that he is being held for civil reasons and not criminal reasons. He therefore charged every reasonable lawyer in Nigeria to rise up and challenge the wrath and vice, prevalent in the justice system in Nigeria. He made it clear today he is the victim. Tomorrow it might be you or anyone close to you. I am here to defend humanity. Surely that freedom must come. I'm not moved or shaken by any reason. That's why I love you, sir. All my prophecy must come to pass. I love you, sir. He said. He assured all IKECHUKWU to stand tall and unwavering to see the end. And very few of us can be in this position because Onyendu said that only 100 men and women with clean hearts that IKECHUKWU will give us Biafra. All I want to know today is Zekome, which was recommended by Ejiofor as the lead counsel. How life is that anytime somebody, recommended you for a job, there is a particular soft touch, soft point you have for that person. We are not stupid here. So I'm not going to mention Zekomo's name, but everything that bothered in this issue is bothered on Ejiofor. Because if you listen on the background of this video, which I have took out of the studio, he was talking on the background. The day they fired that rubbish they're talking about and what has transpired. So my happiness is that our leader knows everything that is happening. That is only my joy. I don't care what anybody think. My joy is about Onyendu position in what we are doing. As long as Mazi Umeh does not disappoint us, George Umeh does not move by anything. We had this those that know me, 2015, we were underdog. I almost killed somebody in Tottenham High Road in London. Later, that individual become my best friend because then nobody knows Onyendu or IPOB. People say he's not going to come out alive. People like us believed in him. And as I'm telling you tonight again, Mazi Umeh Kanu, our supreme leader, will he will triumph above everything because if this day didn't come, what if we have moved forward to do things that, thinking that we are together, what could have happened? But IKECHUKWU knows that's why he's sitting in DSS dungeon, estraying what is happening today because to restore Biafra, Onyendu says a 30 years project. So how many years are we now? We are on a 10 years mark. Onyendu said it's 30 years. As he said here that all his prophecy must come to pass. Even Israel, it takes Israel over 22 years, 2 decades for someone to come out openly to pronounce Jerusalem that we have in the Bible as the capital of Israel. Like at the beginning of this program, the prayer there that Israel suffered the same thing Biafra is suffering today. But today, Israel is the light in the midst of darkness. In the whole Middle East, Israel is the only place that is blossom. Technology-wise and everything you can think of, they're on top of it. So, Meme, and I have to thank you for you to lay this thing to bear to Biafrans. And I will indulge you to make sure that you continue giving us a very organic message from Onyendu. Regardless what anybody might think, it is your duty. I'm talking to Prince Kanu Meme, that we require your write-up anytime you go and see our leader. Because it's very, very pivotal to all of us that believes in Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. All those people coming to Radio Biafra to threatening, they're threatening what? Nothing. And I'm going to upload Ejimako's tweet and as well the tweet of Ejiofor because for clarity's sake, I just want to show you something here. This is a tweet of Ejimako. Ejimako is a special counsel to Onyendu, an IPOB at large. But what I want to talk about here is about positioning yourself and what we do as a professional. If you're Mazi Kanu lawyer, I said it before opening to age 4, do not allow sentiment to overcloud your intelligence. I'm going to prove his write-up in the morning before this Supreme Court. The kind of write-up he writes up. Every time he go to see Onyendu, if he go to his Facebook wall now, there's nothing changes. It's copy and paste. Apparently, it doesn't add up to me. Now, this man, our special counsel, always comes in concisive and make a valid point in every single tweet he has ever tweeted concerning Mazi Umeh and IPOB at large. All these things are here. I just bring it. And now you could see what happened in United Kingdom, because I remember China Sanwo-Olu come on Radio Biafra mocking the judgment. He wrote it on his Facebook. This man, he was giving them name. The same idiot came on Radio Biafra talking about Bruce Fame, that he was paying $50,000 anytime he come to the zoo. But when the United Nations Human Rights Group announced about Onyendu, all of them was jumping up. They didn't know how that came about. But he was there lambasting on that, because anything they couldn't get their way in, they will go against it. He said it with his mouth. They will descend on you with their media worms, this individual, this hungry, wretched individual across the world, because sub-Saharan Africa, there's so many people that are stuck somewhere, they do nothing. If you can afford to give them data, then so be it. Like this guy that just passed away now, nobody know who this guy is, which I'm going to talk about this night. So, you can never see a G4 write something meaningful. Concerning IPOB is always writing sentimental word that can a gullible people that docile will always be clicking likes. But now the issue is a breaking news. I'm gonna go with the UK Court of Appeal to hear Mazi Umeh extraordinary rendition appeal. In an initial order, the court ruled that the grounds of appeal raise important issue. The appeal will be heard on 22 of June 2023. Kudos to Kanu's family and my colleague, the Beansman. Now, none of them understand how all these things work. He asked them, what are they doing? Because the fundamental question here is that Chikedozie man is whole. Some of all these idiots there.
Everybody hear me? I've just lost my voice.
Can anybody hear me? Yes, we are good to go. Sorry, my apologies. I think there's an issue with the sound. Yes, we are good to go. Sorry, my apologies. I think there's an issue. There's an issue with the sound. Sorry, comrades, and I'm a bit of distracted here, but we must carry it. We must go on. All these things oftentimes happen with Onyendo as well. So as long as you're doing with the system, sometimes the system will fail. My apologies. It's the mic, and I was doing some run this afternoon. I have this same issue, and I have to reboot the whole system again, and it's come back again. Having said that, we must continue. So, like I was saying, if the sound continue again, please just indicate. I think the sound is okay. Mazi, thank you for letting me know. The sound. Can you guys hear me? Is anyone hearing me? Okay, I'm sorry. I have issues with the browser and stuff like that. So, but I'm gonna continue. So if he goes back again, I'm just gonna change mic. So, if this happen again, I will change mic. I'm just gonna, I will change mic. Probably I will just put on something for 5 minutes and come back. If it happens again. Okay, like I was saying, I'm going to continue. This will be trimmed off subsequently when this program is going to be rebroadcast again. So my point I'm making here is the the effect of what I have progress we make in UK, and again, this is where everything borders on in United Kingdom here. So at the end of the day, this is a win-win situation for IPOB and the Kanu's family, as may you want to put it. But my point I'm making here is those that were supposed to be defending, and now the legal team we have, their complicity and what they do is what bothers us. So, okay, so I'm going to move forward because I wasted a lot of time on this issue. And still, Ejimako are constantly tweeting, I just visited Mazi Umeh Kanu at DSS dungeon, expecting the Mazi Umeh Kanu express his profound displeasure and sadness over the adjournment of the Supreme Court appeal, the 14th September, which is a dark day in Biafra land, Operation Python Dams. Everybody knows that. He was outraged that may now take over 2 years to unveil him. The justice is deserved. So it's still continuing. Onyendu will say what he have to say. And that was they sent him to go there. Now, what I want to say here is this. And another thing again, he tweeted again, this Nadeko joined the boggling bandwagon for the release of Mazi Umeh Kanu. I thank my good friends, Dr. Lloyd Oka and his entire team at Nadeko North America for the unalloyed solidarity with Onyendu. Now, I want to say something here because over time, I like to be very prompt on what I'm saying. I don't just go about saying things Now, Ejiofor is the person that actually in the zoo lead counsel. I just want to show you what he wrote in the morning. This is his Facebook, and that was the only thing he wrote. This is his Facebook. Listen, this is what he wrote. This is a lawyer. It is the D-Day. May his grace spoke loud in the days, outing so that in the end his name, but no other name shall take the glory. May GateKeepers take perfect control of the affairs of the day. He said, thank you. All these things are sarcastic words. There's no conviction there. Already he knew what was going to happen. They know they're messed up already. But all these things, all you see there, click like. He verifies his account on the IPOB. I don't know if his Facebook is paying him as well. Right? Now, what is this junk got to do with you be prompt on your profession? All this sentimental word, we don't need, if we want God to release Onyendu, why would we have you as a lawyer? If we need all this sentimental garbage, what do we need you for? We don't need you. But why I'm putting all these things up here is because it's heartbreaking on the games they're playing around. Now, I want to talk something here before I talk about finance. Some of you have forgotten, but last week I came here. I lay you to bear what transpired in America. Maybe some of you have forgotten what happened in our first ESN account, the money they embezzled, and we lay it bet here, tell you what happened. And some of you might not understand the numbers and what actually happened because Onyendu said, if you want to hide something from a black man, you put it in writing. People are lazy. They don't want to read. They don't want to do fuck all. They blame people on their own ignorance. Now, this is a pay attention to the fraud committed against IPOB and her leadership. That is what, the arrow pointing there to signify what it is. Now, this particular guiding principle was something that written by Rita Eze. Rita Eze that wrote this junk. And in the audio that I played that is available to everybody, he confirmed that Ejiofor was the person that actually authorized this. Up to now, I don't know if some of you have actually gone through this particular thing and understand what he has done, the damage he has done within IPOB, because everything that's said in this particular guiding principle is what Chikerism is operating with today. I don't know if some of you understood what this guiding principle entails. Now, I'm going to read it one more time before I talk about finance, and I'm going to play Onyendu's voice concerning fundraising tonight, just to buttress on what I'm talking about here. Because it's very, very pivotal and important that we understand the actors within what the damage they have done, and they know what they're doing. A lot of people today are scrambling. They don't have anything coming out because they think they have accomplished their mission. Now, this whole junk here, which is not junk, is reality of what Chikerism is operating with there, as he is the leader of the Biafra community. But the guidance principle which CC, the BWGG, which is Allen Group, which is the former lobbying group in America, and Chike Doziem, the head of Directorate of State, and Rita Eze himself, authorized representative now. The power is in Rita Eze Chikedoziem accepted that details are taking over Onyendu's, as Onyendu have given her the power of attorney, which was never happened on anywhere, any shape or form. But this garbage was concocted, and they abide to it, and that is this is the agendas they used to destroy IPOB within. I will read it one more time for you tonight to remind you. Some of you are contributing money left, right, and center, thinking you're not contributing to IPOB. It is not IPOB. IPOB has a structure. That is why every penny that we own, there is accountability towards it through the appropriate quarter, which is through anything Madam Nenianya said stands when it comes to our finance. There is no if but. Onyendu have reiterated over time. And I will play a particular video tonight, specifically on fundraising. But I will quickly read this. Now, he said the following principle will guide the activities of IPOB. Further notice, as directed by my client, Mazi Umeh, Kanu, the supreme leader of indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB in brackets. Now, A, all ESN contribution, donation, fundraising, monthly maintenance, including but not limited to ESN. Money in the Italy account from IPOB worldwide goes into the U.S. national account under U.S. Finance Department. He asks again. Remember, I want you to underline this word. Chikedoziem have where he goes after the Italian account. Question that the money, because those that are in charge of the account saying that when they are limiting money, that the money should go to the people. That was a welfare account. But remember, every damn freaking thing this individual have done, you guys don't know. Anytime I come on this program, I shall read this guardian principle to remind some of you that have condensed brain. Your frontal lobe does not function. This is the guardian principle that Rita Eze, AGO4, Ifeanyi AGO4 was the person that approved this, concocted this thing and gave that woman falsified this in America. Chikedoziem is operating under it. Now, they have went into Italian account. That is why Ogro sent them to Abyss. Yeah? It's written here. This is somebody saying this. Nothing. We have only one central command in everything we do when it comes to finance. In every aspect of IPOB is one central command. Onyendu is the highest command. It can't go beyond our leader. And Onyendu assign you a specific duty. That duty, you must not abuse it. You must not leave your position and jump into another person's position. That is why we are disciplined. Now, I will reiterate again. He said, all ESN contribution, very, very important, donation, fundraising, monthly maintenance, including but not limited to ESN money in the Italian. Not limited to ESN money in Italian account. Whereas the money that is in the account, they have cheered 747,000. They didn't give account what they did with money. But after the money in Italy, an IPOB worldwide account goes into U.S. national account under U.S. finance. Finance is headed by Madam Nenianya. So why would Madam Nenianya is not accessing the account he have and he want our money to go into that account? Because the issue between that Onyendu requested that money move into LLC because Madam Anya will be giving login in the morning, in the evening they will log her out. Now, appoint by Mazi Umeh Kanu, which is the IPOB Worldwide ESN Central account. That account was the first account for ESN, which is worldwide. Agreed. But the money was there. What did you do with the money? Now, further notice, every contribution, including but not limited to ESN fund from North American Continental, goes directly into the same account managed by Mazi Umeh Kanu, appointed finance officer until further notice. Who are the IPOB appointed financial officer Mazi Umeh Kanu appointed? We have a head of finance. Whatever you do in finance must be approved by Madam Anya. There's no if but about it. That is how the structure has been. Even when Uchemofo was there as deputy, he never meddled into our finance. So this woman wrote all this junk. Chikedozie endorsed it. Now they come down and said the U.S. Port region will be supervised by Mazi Umeh, the IPOB Central Regional Coordinator, to ensure that all regional coordinators are in compliance till further notice. C, IPOB Head of Finance shall limit her contact to National Finance Department of each country. So, Head of Finance, listen carefully, because people don't know what they have done to this woman, Madam Nenianya. Now, Riteze, on this particular guiding principle, is ordering Madam Nenianya. He said IPO in C. He said IPOB Head of Finance should limited her contact. Now she will limited her contact to the National Financial Department of each country. So Madam Anya has got no boundary. Now she cannot contact any other person except the National Financial Secretary, which ideally that is how it happens in every country, including Chikedozie. Yeah, but the case is reversed. They were not doing it, and they know all this fact because they know what they were doing. Because then they will now oppress people and now implement what they want without Madam Anya being aware of it. But Madam Anya can come and call meeting within any country because she has that power. She oversees everything, which she done numerous times in the UK. It doesn't stop on the national level. No, she can go ahead. She can go beyond that. But they want to stop her because they have an agenda. That's why all this problem came in. Before Aban now propelling himself, doing all these things, that all the thing Aban is doing, that is exactly what they are written in this. I want to open your eyes tonight to see what has happened in IPOB, the damage we are in today. This is the guiding principle that are written by Jofo, handed to Rita Eze that live in America, enacted by Chikedozie. These are a bunch of lunatic and criminals. Now, and must not have any direct contact with any IPOB state, zonal, and unit financial officers of any country. Yeah, because you have an agenda. If she doesn't have it, then how does she know if you guys are doing something wrong? Are you now telling me you are above Madam Nenianya or what? So now, and it goes to say here as well, on the second page, on this same guiding principle, he said on D, account, statement, spreadsheet, donors list, or any IPOB document must be given to the asset and funds recovering officer. Ask yourself, who was propelling themselves as the IPOB asset and funds recovering officer? That was Nelly Ofebu. IPOB, give me your brain. Nelly Ofebu, this is what gave them all these things you've been hearing in IPOB. You know, people don't know. I say our people got problem. Today, I just want to highlight this, very, very important. This Nelly Ofebu was involved in this particular document. When demanded, or else that account will be audited, closed, if there is any misappropriate of IPOB fund. But the 747,000 that was what account, they closed the account, made away with all the money. They have never talked about it and opened the account. It was after this guiding principle now that Chikedozie now, they went and opened the account. Chikedozie was playing game when they wanted it because it's in audio. You can go in our Biafra Alpha Power Media and UK. The audio is there, which we normally replay it live on this platform when all this thing was said verbally. Now, he said every fundraising activities must be approved by the IPOB and audit department until further notice. Now, this is where all this started. Madam Nenianya has been sidelined. This is now, these people now propelling themselves at the IPOB finance and auditing. Now, Madam Eze and Madam Oyibo and Nelly Ofebu, these are the two women on this particular guidance principle, which tomorrow morning Chikedozie is still operating on this guidance principle. F. Rita Eze EC is a deemed and authorized representative and has the authority to manage all finance operation, sign executive document, and contracts in IPOBs in the name of IPOB and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu without any further authorization by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Do you understand what that means? I don't know if somebody is actually reading or understanding the word. Let me read it again. On F, Rita Eze is deemed an authorized representative and has the authority to manage all finance operation, sign executive document, and contract in the name of IPOB and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu without any further authorization for Mazi. So what it means that is why today they don't listen to Onyendu. Do you see where Chikedozium now flaunting Onyendu's soul that came from? They don't require Mazi Nnamdi Kanu approval to do anything. It is in black and white. I don't know if some of you understand the enormity of this particular guiding principle. If you sit down tonight and ponder on how we get to where we are today, this is all what has happened. This is where all these monsters drive their vision. It was written in black and white. And it goes further to say, also, all documents, drafts, or final must be sent to BWGG, which is the former, I don't know if they're still, I don't know, the lobby. I don't know if Bruce Femi is there, but Bruce Femi is, because it was in the link. There's no proper website. Via email for them. So all this junk at the end of the day, BB emails and all that, this order is in effect until further notice. So Onyendu, don't talk about Onyendu. Then from sign, this thing has got nothing to do with Onyendu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the Nation of Biafra, Rita Eze, EC, authorized representative. I just take my time to read this back again because I wanted you guys to actually understand the mess we are in. Because at the end of the day, some of you don't understand or don't appreciate the level of depredation that we are in. But what has happened is an eyesore. Everything that happened was written in black and white. Now, I'm going to play Onyendu's voice specifically. I don't want to override it. Specifically on fundraising. As the videos Onyendu have said it, any account Madam Nenya cannot see. That account he did not trust. And when Madam Nenya called you on phone, you must speak, and that means you have an issue. Listen to our leader.
Biafra Alpha Power Media International.
And anybody from today, if we find you in the diaspora aiding or abetting any sector or any group on the ground back home, you will also be in trouble. Because only one source of fundraising is allowed. We are under one command, not multiple commands, only one. If you want to help ESN, contact our sister. Contact the people that will release their telephone numbers. Not every idiot coming out to fundraise for us. We don't want you to. We didn't get to where we are today by fundraising like people who have no direction or sense of purpose. We are IPOB, we do things differently. We must learn, as the Ekumeku taught us. It was Ekumeku that fought the British. Ekumeku, mostly in Ahaba. Today they call it Asaba. Some of the idiots that say, oh, well, we are Nyama Igbo, all those fools. Ekumeku was formed by people from Arochukwu, 7 sons from Arochukwu, from Izuog mostly. Then went to Anioma when Arochukwu fell to go and fight the British. Do you understand that very clearly? Ekumeku was so secretive that the British became frightened. That is the essence and purpose of ESN. We must go back to it. Secrecy is key. Mind you that careless talk cost a lot of lives. You must understand this very, very clearly. You must understand this very, very clearly. Our people need, a black person needs to be able to reason. Sit down and you will be able to reason, to understand. If you see ESN at work, keep your mouth shut, make sure no. Shut up your mouth and don't say anything. It is for a reason. Their own shit can go and see their bandits who are rapists and
Biafra Alpha Power Media.
this is the voice of the highest command, the supreme leader of the people of Biafra. Only no one. Did you see? You had his words there, specifically when it comes to ESN. That is why when China Sanwo-Olu started coming to Radio Biafra to portray that he has any connection with ESN, I warned. You don't talk unguardedly. And I will tell you one thing about guerrilla warfare. If you have, as told them, the recent time in sub-Saharan Africa I have gone into rebel war is Sierra Leone and Liberia. Because every man with 5 men with AK-47 with 1 RPG is a commander. That's a small arm. And that is what we don't want in Biafra land. And that is what they have instituted by single disobedience of our leader. But I told them that every single one of them are going to pay dearly for their own complicity, because there is no way he cannot run away from it. It is a matter of time. The evidence is overwhelming. Only one here that fundraising must be from one central command. But guess what? You see that guidance principle, remember, including Simon Ekpa, then they were all together. They vigorously campaigned and attacked Madam Nenyanya, because Madam Nenyanya was only to stand against them. And as long as they did that, when they now start getting money now, convince some people fell on the website, now they start getting money, they start now shaping up themselves. Courtesy of who? Who gave all these rooms to happen? When Onyendu was here, is any of this happening? The answer is no. So if IPOB is in this area today, who do you hold responsible? Chikedozium. And Chikedozium did it easily, because this was what agreed. Is on the black and white I just showed you now. So our leader has won, and I just want you to know that tonight I had a little bit of a network issue or system issue, but there's something significant I want to talk about tonight. Very, very, very important. You know, the issue of the media worms, and I just want to flash this particular thing. This is our banner here in United Kingdom. For those that reside in UK, we are going to have our 30th of May on Zoom, you know, because of the way things are at this point in time. We shall remember those that have died. So any single one of you that is in UK here wishing to join us, you are welcome. We have to remember those that have paid the ultimate price, most especially those that were murdered in cold blood on the 31st of March 2023. Now, and today's flyer for this, sorry, this is not what I want to show, because I'm going to come to this guy. Today's flyer is very, very important. Like I said, tonight, all these Cabal media worms, I just want to do some critical, you know, surgically critical analysis on them tonight, because of what the damage they have caused in IPOB over time. Because none of these individuals have ever come out to fight. We have fought CNN, fought BBC, fought Mike Zuckerberg himself in his platform. We've done all these things without anybody coming claiming that I am media warrior. The media warrior they contracted are those that they're using to blackmail and shut people off. So I will start by tonight by playing their voices. And as I go forward, I'm going to take another 30 minutes or so, more than that. And so be it, because I'm not going to do this program twice. Now, I'm going to start with the voice of Kanu. I think he appeared in one time in one broadcast, this guy that's in South Africa smoking meth, where he agreed about this media, the church card media warrior. And that's where I'm going, because I'm going to take it one at a time. Because what we do here is that we surgically, everything we do, we give evidence for it. So firstly, let's listen to that voice.
And the Nenyanya. And I would like you to send this.
Now, this particular voice here is actually concerning the finance, where this guy was threatening Kanu and Madam Nenyanya concerning the account in Germany, because he consigned the finance. And they keep on flip-flopping. There's something, I need this particular tape to play so I can say something about it, about his threat that he made The document he said he had today is nowhere to be found. But today is asking question now. Now it's done on him that the people that he's hoping, because the problem is in our oath. You must not go against those working assiduously. If this guy has ever served in any arm of IPOB, from the grassroots, understand how IPOB functions, or have walked across this individual without trying to find himself where he is today, you just want to make ends meet. It shouldn't be allowed somebody to instigate you to attack somebody that you know told nothing about them. It is hearsay what they told you. I'm talking about Chike Doziem, Austin Albana. All this individual I'm talking about, I have evidence to prove that whatever I'm saying against them is fact. Irrefutable. If they say it's lie, let them come out. Then I will send them to abyss. They will never, as they have gone into thin air, then it will be worst. I want this particular voice to play because this guy was threatening when this account was shut in Germany. So I just done with finance, but I need this to play before I continue.
Warning to bottom.
Biafra Alpha Power Media International.
And the Nenianya. And I would like you to send this warning to both of them. Now, great and wonderful people of Biafra, I will not waste your time, like I said. But I want to warn Kanu and Nenianya. Currently, after the fraudulent act of Nenianya, after the fraudulent move of Nenianya, after what I called, stealing and belling the evidence of Nenianya, as you all know, Nenianya closed the account that belongs to indigenous people of Biafra because of a lot of fraud. Nenianya and the Excellency Ezebilo, aka Kanu, have committed. In fact, to be honest with you, I have every evidence that if these people misbehave further, I will unreach all the documents and Biafrans will see what's going on. Believe you me, Nenianya current.
Yes, it's very, very important that I let you have this particular point. That he said he has every document he was going to unleash. But there's another video. I'm not going to waste my time on this clown. But what I have read to you tonight, which is the guiding principle that was written by Barrister Jofo, given to Riteze for them to falsify in America, that is what gave by to them to embezzle 747,000. This clown, can somebody remind this idiot to get those documents that he was claiming that he had as an evidence against Madam Nenianya and Mazi Umeh? Because as I have given them evidence now of what has transpired, whopping 747,000. I had when he had a statement of account of our account in Germany, he don't even know what to do with it. I gave you a document, 26 pages of documents. Now go and pick it up and read and understand the damage they have done. Every single penny what we say is on black and white. The reason why I allow him to say something because he say have every evidence. He talk flip-flap. He just, after smoking meth, he come on social media and be ranting. And that is why all of you will be dying miserable one after another. I told you guys from day one that the day you guys sow the seed of decoy, the day you speak against the Kanu family, that day you curse your generation. Some of you think we are joking. I'm not here to make friends with you. I'm not saying it. I said anybody, any man or woman, knowingly or unknowingly, that have maligned the Kanu family, go and mark my word somewhere. You are cursed and your generation. And misery will be your portion. Your death will be eyesore. Because you guys fears nothing. You think it's a joke? We sworn an oath, blood of people is what brought us where we are. And you guys think he will joke with it? No, when people like us are around. I allow him to say this because it's very, very important For people to listen. They talk and forget. We have a pile of evidence on the word they have said. That's what I'm telling them. Continue ranting. As you ranting, the more you indict yourself. I will do away with this now. Because I want to talk more of this recharge card media, this Abakrat Ngom tonight. What the damage they have done in IPOB. They are faceless, but they're causing mayhem. Listening to where this same guy agree with Kanu about the issue of people now doing things out of their own way because they are getting paid or stipends from their so-called, masters.
To talk. People like us, nobody gives us. Are lying because people are giving them money to talk. Like us, nobody gives us money to talk. We say the way it is. That is why we say the truth at all times. But those ones, they are giving 50p, $1 to buy the recharge card. When it comes, you see 500, you think it's so much money. These are the ones they are using. So as long as they are giving you that money, you are collecting it, you'll be forced to do their bit. Anything they ask you to say, that is what you say. So they don't have opinion of their own. So they should stop fooling people using their platforms. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mazi. What you just said now, it's very, very important because someone have constantly, talk about how Mazi Kanu used to send him, tell him the financial thing of IPOB, whatever. But man, looking at the person speaking, you will wonder. At times, people feel like it's Mazi Kanu really what we think it's because the cannibal of the person, talking of, Mazi Kanu exchanging such information with people that beg recharge card. And when we begin to wonder, is Mazi
I think every single one of you heard what he said. They give a charge card. It is the evidence overwhelming. We see them where they are saying it, sharing for 4,000 naira to all these guys you see online ranting. I don't have issue with you if you are doing what should be done in IPOB, going against those that are oppressing us, talking about how Onyendu will be released. For the past 21 months, what have you guys, 23 months, it's going to be 24 months next month. What have you guys done? Absolutely zero. Onyendu, look at what happened, what transpired in the court on Thursday. They didn't say nothing. Because Ejiofor is the one guiding them. Ejiofor is their new leader. Now, I want to really go into a lot of voices tonight. Let's hear these evil men when they were hashing evil. Because let me tell you something in this life. What you sow is what you're going to reap. There's no way, there's no back door to it. Karma is real. What you sow, anytime there's some people you will. I remember Mazi bringing his forefathers or four and swear on all of your heads. Mazi, I remember that he get angry. He did one program and he picked up or four and be sworn upon of all of your head because you lie against innocent man that was pure in what we are doing. Gatekeeper, we came to settle issues. You guys ganged up because you guys criminality committed in United Kingdom. It's still there in the company house looking at it's staring at your face. It's there. It's there. It hasn't gone away. Because Sophia Kanu is still director inside IPOB Worldwide CIC. He has not changed. He's still there. Even Onyendu through Ejimako that is why anything Onyendu said doesn't count because that particular guidance principle, which I'm gonna make it open. I'm gonna get that particular paper because I think it has to be separate. I'll get a separate one of it to make it viral for people to read it properly. Whatever Onyendu said does not resonate anymore because they said until further notice, Mazi Kanu matter doesn't. Onyendu words does not count anymore. It is in black and white. I will detail it again to now put it out properly for you guys to. Some of you that has condensed brain, probably to help you. Now, let me play their voices. Because this guy they call Ostraman, what that guy was doing was, nobody knows, I'm going to talk about him, but I want you to listen to his voice, and I'm going to talk about what he has done. His role he has played within IPOB to damage a lot of people, even some people that are killed back home. I want you to listen to some of their voices.
Yeah, international.
But do you know that actually in our legacy we have parallel legacy?
Yes.
So then, do you believe that?
Yes. Yes.
We do. Very good. And you know that in the, not the leadership of the DOS, do you know we also have parallel in IPOB?
Yeah. Yes. I can believe that.
Yes, they stay, they continue staying of.
I've said this thing before.
Yeah, IPOB of Nnamdi and Belima and Kanu and Ndotuva and the man IPOB. So you're right. Go ahead.
Right now, nobody will tell me Ostraman that what is happening in IPOB, the leader, I mean the legal team are not. In fact, let me not say this. Let me just put it that way. Let me just end it this way. But let me tell you something. We should leave the DOS alone. The reason why I say we should leave the DOS alone is there are certain things I've come to understand. They are too loyal to sack Kanunta. Unless if they can prove me wrong. They are too loyal to sack Kanunta or Madam Nnamdi. I can understand Madam Nnamdi's position because she's the finance and Oyendu himself planted her in for several years. Yes, we can allow her to rule until Oyendu comes back. But what about Kingsley? Now, why I said the media warriors are also part of this problem about Kanunta is this. Do you know that we the media warriors can come on a particular platform and decide to rebel because all these things happening in IPOB? Remember that the Nigerian government is also listening and they are watching.
Do you know? Yes, Mazi,
yes.
Do you know that Mazi Nnamdi is a member of the DOS?
Yes.
And they can take vote over any issue that is pressing us. You know that?
Yes. You know we also have.
I want to interject here. Because over time people talk very, very vulgarly. This guy they call stupid idiot, they call Donald. I remember Mazi Umeh brought this animal in one of his programs. Because I respect Mazi Umeh immensely. If he calls me for anything, I will show up because I know he has a good heart. And he meant well. This document I'm showing you today, that I think Mazi Umeh made it available to this guy called Donald. This guy is telling you that Mazi Nnamdi is a member of DOS. That they can took a vote against Onyendu. Ask this idiot who voted those people in DOS in. I want somebody to ask this clown who voted this bunch of lunatic and retard in DOS. Has he read our code of conduct? I had somebody calling him name that Onyendu call his name and all that. He says from Omaya. One thing in life, they say that prophet does not mean nothing from his homeland. Maybe he's jealous of Onyendu's family. From one side. But they're taking shot. But guess what? They're digging their early graves. But one thing I want to correct here is he's saying that Onyendu is member of DOS. Onyendu is member of DOS that he instituted. There was no vote. Every single person, just like they appointed you para coordinator or whatever you are, is anybody voted you in? It is appointment. So those men has got no power to vote Mazi Nnamdi out. It's in our code of conduct. Mazi Nnamdi, his position is permanent until Biafra is restored. You clown. I will allow this to go.
Yes. I can believe.
Because she's the finance.
I know that the US are loyal to our leader. But the fact of the matter is, we cannot sit back and we are drowning every day as soon as because we are loyal. To be loyal is the best, is a good thing. But it has to be the vision has to be the best interest, to the best interest of IPOB. The survivability of IPOB is at stake. So the more we contain and retain them, the more we go, we submerge each time. The more chaos is produced, the more problems surfaces, the more discussions we have, the more headache you and I have.
Dr. Donald, I want to ask you this. Had it been it is you or King that have been doing this for only 1 week, do you think you will keep it?
How remove God since? Could you never be further now?
So remember that when Nnamdi was in Kenya, the US was not aware, but Canada was aware.
And that's very sad.
Yeah.
Very sad.
Yeah. So Canada has an upper hand that we don't know. And to explain him will be very difficult. Unless he proves wrong.
I disagree with you in this matter. Explaining Kanu, it's as easy as explaining anybody else.
It's not easy.
You know why?
I just want, I think I left this, it was echoing, so it's really quite irrelevant. The reason why I'm allowing some of their voices to play tonight is a reminder, because I took a day because of there's an event that brought this particular issue about the death of this guy now talking on this particular video. They call us Straman. Nobody knows what his name is. I don't know his name. I don't know him. Haven't seen his face before until he's passed away, which I'm going to talk about it tonight. Now, this is where they were hashing. And if anybody remember, after this particular conversation, the Chikedozium issued a memo against Onyendu's family, just to show you how demented and how low Chikedozium have become. The day after this particular gathering of vultures, Chikedozium issued memo against Onyendu's family. I will let that go. Now, because I want to remind you something before I get to what I want to talk about tonight. Now, I want to show you what they did in Afaroku Bay. That's why I told them they sowed the seed of discord. The day they desecrated the Afaroku Bay is the day they sowed the seed. And all of them will fall after one another because they had meeting. They always sit down as they call themselves. This gang of criminals will bring them in, who they are going to attack, which cheaters and want to make it open. That if the media would have descended on you, it didn't work out, then we used the ESN on the ground. That's exactly what the guy said. Piawasia mean kill that person. It doesn't take any other word. Right? I want to listen to them before they now crying crocodile tears about somebody that is not even a member of IPOB. Nobody know who this guy is. It is one of their contracted animals that live one place in Africa. And now they want to make it there. But 50 men died in Aba. In one of my brokers, the idiot picked it up. That if your boys did not listen to you. So because they didn't listen to you, you justify their death. But all of you now are mourning somebody that have not added anything in IPOB. Had hypocrisy on the highest level. We'll talk about it tonight. Listen what they said about Afaroku Ibe. The death parents of our Mazi Umeh, they're sitting down every day talking about the death. And now they're crying about some idiot, I don't know who the person is. Do you think I give a crap about who died or live? How many people have died that will watch them die in this struggle?
National.
Very soon, I know the number of people in the powers, the president, not in the powers, I know never now, I know all this, but I never want to say it. You the one of them. Even if you are president of the Ghana, what do you do? I said I remember a woman market, Gemma, so I'm if you go out the Anna call, you come back home, I can't come back. Or not, this all they do. It doesn't even know when you see some of this small down on Facebook. They speak to people like us anyhow. Because one don't expect you, everybody will buy your account. They have not in jail, how can they respect you? They will not. All of the person of people are one of them. Even if I didn't find things, they can get one of my now. They can't respect me. Because my father, they are standing there now in their work. And then another couple. How can you open your mouth? How can you open your mouth to talk about His Majesty? Doubtless, I said that during Operation Fighting Plans, I need to say that some people in powers were busy now. It is true. While the palace is under attack and they are busy somewhere now jollification is as a result of their fornicative attitude that makes our enemies get advantage of us, deterring them.
Can you listen to a very retarded, I don't even have a word for this guy. But, because whenever they were saying this thing, it's not like we didn't hear what they were saying. I know Master Prophet was on top of his voice because he's an in-law. We all know, but you have to be strategic in what he did. Because we give them time to see where they were coming from. Now, the amount of talk this guy talk is hearsay. You have not come. This is His Royal Majesty, Israel Okukano Palace. Is describing from far away South Africa that he managed to go through Waga. What happened there? Because he started Formidable Biafra a couple years ago. And today you're crying about your comrade. Anybody talks about it. Anybody talks about it, what will you do? This is just the beginning. Tonight, I will go in depth. Even the dead and the living will get their own cheers for this program. The purpose of this process is called the critical analysis. Everything that happened in IPOB, we must go through in depth of it. It doesn't matter who is involved. But I warn you guys from day one, but they won't listen. You are mocking the palace of Israel Okukano family. Blame is upon him. That's why enemy get overhand on us. He blamed that to the death. Let's listen to this. It's very important.
They came with the attack at the Effa. The only thing fire them is to put Mazi Umeh in trouble. Caroline go Opulala baby bush on a gari. Not from Kenya near photo. Was a photo we have Facebook. As an in photo, I wouldn't have Facebook. As in thinking over, as in get it. Caroline will cast. In a photo with the money on Facebook. On to not thinking content. Even maga support order. Adamani you support order because Adama give birth to rubbish. If Adama Murubo, rubbish. Adama Brown. On a galley, not talking Madun Yesu. Do not talking Madun Yesu. Adama. Go and get husband. Well, then office in Diego. Go and buy husband for your daughter. You will not. No, not Gary. If you know your dad.
All these are, somebody insinuating lies, and on top of that, direct insult to Onyendu. This is what Chike Doziem, based on what the guiding principle told them that Mazi Umeh is irrelevant. That is the main reason why you see what is happening now. It's good. I just want to give him a little bit to listen. I don't have time for this, but I have to do it. Now, just listen to where he's now mocking directly to Onyendu's parents, their personal life, what they do. Because we have to talk about this before we get to what I'm talking about. Listen to this.
It's a character is just a bad market. Character is just a bad market. I don't know where they adopted him from. They should have chosen another child. They look around. The only person they see is Kanu.
I hope everybody's listening. I hope every single individual, all of you had all these things and everybody laughed and then we moved on. You know, life. You see this life we're living, karma is real. And like I said before, none of you is going to get away with all this. None of you will get scot-free from all this word you uttered from your mouth. Directly or indirectly. I want all these voices to remind you what you have said in the past. And how you've mocked death in the past. And now you have the temerity to tell people not to talk about someone that is nobody within IPOB. That came to destroy IPOB. And karma struck him. Yeah? I will lecture you.
Now look at what we have brought upon ourselves. Yeah. So the thing is, not always it's not. I don't know why people are saying, if you are indeed the son of Ezu, how come your father, in your junior ones, blues or Gabriel?
You know, the private discussion these people have talked about Onyendu's family. Listen. And Chike Doziem and all these people, even Uchemofo, upon all the thing Uchemofo has been saying, he went against Onyendu. These are two grown-up men. And I didn't get in between Onyendu and Uchemofo because he didn't know how Uchemofo and Onyendu started. That is why I was careful. Don't play sentimental here. That is why when you guys lied, Uchemofo died in UAE. I said these people. You guys peddle this lie against Uchemofo. This guy they call Anya Kings. I don't know where that one is. Maybe he's regain his frontal rope. Because these are the people that we are using to call people around the world. Including the one they call I'm a K4 that lives in I don't know where in East Block. All of them today, all of them are hiding. These are bunch of retards. They lied against Uchemofo. Uchemofo is dead. You wish your enemy to die. And today you're talking about some clown that nobody knows that that guy have constituted people dead back in Biafra land. Because he calls people from the back, they spread information from them and go back and give to Chijan Sanworu. And they think that God will lead you to leave. Who cares about you? Let's go.
How possible is that? So I don't know whoever that give birth to Kanu should come and take back your child. You guys can take the money. Don't take the child away from you. Because this guy is creating our life. He's creating the balance.
Biafra Alpha Power Media International.
Yeah, this is they're making mockery of Onyendu's parents, dead parents. It's all well. I'm letting their voices play tonight because I have two important audios I'm going to play, but I think I need to do that and leave these guys on for now, the distractive ones. Let's talk about this particular issue tonight. I need to get this audio, and I want to play it because it's very, very important. Because I have not much time left here before I'll come back, and I'm gonna definitely talk about all of them, because as we go forward, we definitely have to talk about them. Now, I want you to listen to this.
Biafra Alpha Power Media International.
My fellow comrades, good evening from here. This is Osterman speaking to you from my sick bed. I want to inform you that battling this cancer for a long time. Sometimes I feel a bit broken when you see me online. But this time around, I'm in a very critical condition. I can't bear the pains anymore. I can't bear the pains. I can't even walk as I speak. I can't walk properly. The doctors are trying to revive me. I've just started another round of chemotherapy.
We finally lost the battle. Our brother Ostraman is dead. He died yesterday evening. After he couldn't recover from the coma that he entered.
To be quite frankly with you, a lot of people might be thinking, oh, why is this video being played? It's played for a reason, because we must talk about this. This is consigned IPOB and the role people played. Because it might be you today, tomorrow it might be another person. People have died in cause of people passing false information. Some people might die on the wayside, some people were on the hunt, some people run away from their own location where they were, single out of these individuals. And now this one is sharing crocodile tears. But he just had his voices when he sat down and discussing the two parents of Mazi Nnamdi. He forgot about all this, including that same person now they're crying for. But 50 men died in our back on 31st of March, including the state coordinator, Aparawa Mende. They came and justified it. And now they're crying. The person they talk about, I'm going to bring his picture to you to answer this question to you. Because IPOB need to learn something from this thing that happened. Very, very important. This is not about individual. I don't play emotional BS. You know what I mean? We give it to you. That's why you call it critical. Anything concerning IPOB within must be discussed here. When we have the time, we do a critical analysis towards it. Now, I have another video to play where the threat was going on, because it's very, very, very important. People say things and forget them. But we'll remind you before now we say what we want to say.
Biafra Afro Power Media International.
Our leaders in law. You see, there is kind of joke that we call joke taken too far. There is kind of joke you will not play with our brother's name. There is kind of joke that you will not wish to ever play with our brother's name. The reason why I'm saying this, and I want to notify all our legal representatives, those who normally go to visit our leader, I want to say to them to please, if they know how they can caution this man that called himself our leadership law, let them caution him.
You know, life is a bitch, right? And his revenge is the sweetest thing. Let's get to pussy. Tupac said it. This clown forgotten what the things he said. He have now forgotten what he has said about Onyendus and their parents, and Master Prophet himself was involved. But it is good that now he's referencing to Onyendu. He's now requesting that message sent to our leader. The same our leader that they said everything Onyendu does is in the past. Now he's seeking Onyendus to now send a message across to his in-law. You see how cynical and delusional people can be. Like I said, life is a bitch. And karma is real. I'm not taking shot at anybody, but I want to bring the point to prove something to IPOB because of this thing that have happened. We must learn something from it tonight. I want them to finish before I will bring up this guy's picture, then I'll say what I want to say, and I'll call it a night.
I'm not here to exchange words with him, but I swear before God Almighty, if this man that called himself Master Prophet or what, if this man don't know and come online to play with the name of our brother who just passed, I swear before God Almighty, I swear with the last drop of my blood, and I want the whole world to listen to me. You can insult me as much as you like. You can insult all the media warriors as much as you like. It's all you put online, Baliam in Somalia. It's all you put online, Bali other media warriors in Somalia. In Abali Chicken Doziem in Somalia. In Abali Chinas and in Somalia. But, away for the name of Ostraman, away for the name of Ostraman, our brother who just died. If you play with his name, I swear to God Almighty, you will pay a heavy price. I'm warning you that call yourself Master Prophet. And I am warning Kanu to warn you. And I'm warning your wife to warn you. And I will not come online to discuss it.
You see, life is a very, 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 very significant in life. Sometimes we caution ourselves when we talk. Today is warning Kanu to warn his in-law. He's warning his wife to call his, but he's forgotten about what he have said. The same Kanu, he says adopted, he warning to warn him. The same Kanu just played your voice, is adopted. He's discussing his parents that died, calling his mom indirectly a wayward woman, and his dad. You have the nerve, the warning, in your own comfort zone. How demented and delusional it will be. Now, the reason why I'm doing this is because I want IPOB to open their ears, still those that believe in Mazi Umeh. That is where IPOB is structured. IPOB is not a charity organization. We don't bury those that contribute nothing in IPOB. We don't mourn them either. I tell you why. In 2015-16, when we started protesting, our people start falling in Biafra land. That is why we started contributing. We contribute money on a daily basis. You see all the levies you see today, they say compulsory. Those levies who contributed them, those that were from 2015, 16, 17, probably completed 10 times because we were having daily, we contribute for burial levy on a daily basis. Before now, they decided some certain, all this compulsory levy you see today is just a chunk of them they picked. And burial levy does not signify somebody dies abroad, IPOB is going to bury you. That's number one. IPOB never left his zone, and I agree. But he must be a member of IPOB. He must have a zone. He must be up to your death of contribution in IPOB, not what we are seeing today. And that brings me to bring this guy they call Ostraman picture on this place, because I want to ask a fundamental question. Because IPOB need to know at the end of the day, anybody that's somewhere saying he can't talk about somebody, he must be delusional. You can't talk about him because he's who? Who is he? Yeah? Now, dead or alive, people will talk about individuals. Just like as the way you've been ranting your mouth, talking about the parents of Mazi Umeh, talking about people you know nothing about them. You know, so the reason why I'm putting this picture up here tonight is this. I said to him, good night, Ostraman. That's his name. Nobody knows his name. I don't know this guy's name. He mentioned my name once when he was ranting. And I responded in one of our broadcasts. I think me and Mazi Umeh did that broadcast because he was cussing me, including his mates out. And I said to him, in your miserable life, what I said to him when he was alive, I'll still say it as he's dead. Before you open your gutter and mention George Umeh, make sure you put your face on your Facebook because he was talking from dark and mention your name and where you come from Biafra land. So I know who I'm talking to. It is mandatory in IPOB when you call Radio Biafra, you must give your name, your location, where you live, and where you're from Biafra land. Will not, even if you don't answer you in Radio Biafra. And that is how we know that you are an IPOB member. There's no pseudonym does not exist in IPOB. Just like China Sanwo came to justify himself that Onyendu say hide the identity. Why is this guy's face was not known until he's dead? The question you should be asking today, what was he hiding his face for? There's 2 pictures here. 3 pictures. You see where he's carrying weight? All I see is the way he's bending down. Yeah, and the other one at his back, he said Ostraman page. Now, I will be the cancer. It was later part, I think, when he was dying that he put up that, even that he cannot identify who this guy is. His name is not meant to know to anybody, as he's a secret service in IPOB or what. And people are claiming you're a media warrior. Which media warrior? Media warrior, they causing mayhem within IPOB. My question tonight to IPOB, those that call themselves, because this is not our modus operandi. Whether you're dead or alive, people will remember you for what you've done when you're alive. Your legacy is what people will remember. Go to his page and check how many times he wrote against the zoo. What this guy was doing is actually working for the most dangerous person within IPOB. This guy they call China Sanwo, going around extracting information, people from, even the people on the ground. They will pretend and call them on phone to extract information from them, whether we are with DOS or with not DOS. Some of them couldn't get their way out. Some of them could have run, didn't know. Some couldn't get in there. I'm not talking this because he's dead. I said to him, good night. Death, buried the dead. I got no issues with him. But as long as this concerns IPOB, it must be discussed. And the reason why I'm bringing this today, a case study in IPOB with pseudonyms. People that don't have their real name in IPOB, you're not an IPOB member. I don't hide my name. The name I'm bearing is what is in my passport. There's no need for it. That's why I say, what have you given to join IPOB? Because I know what I forfeit. Now, who was this guy? Where does he resident? Where does this guy resident? All of you are crying crocodile tears. Media warm. Is he an IPOB member? Which IPOB family does he belong to? Why is he hiding his face? Fundamental question that all of you required answer. And what is his real name? And where did he come from in Biafra land? If all of you answer this question, then we'll have a conversation. But let this be a case study for every single one of you. This is not about the death. This is about reality. IPOB is not charity organization. Now, what they do is any single thing, these idiots, they're giving for 4,000 naira, they do right up to raise money. If they are go that put up a right up here, this guy they call IKECHUKWU. That guy was one of the people they are giving for 4,000 naira credit. He claiming you're a writer. Idiara, when he was in prison, he never raised money for her. This is the cost you guys mayhem you guys cost in IPOB. IPOB, we run IPOB without individual. We don't raise fund outside IPOB. I just played Onyendu's voice from the beginning. Onyendu won. Not even, you cannot levy anybody, let alone you as an increment that you're a media warrior. You put up a go fund under IPOB raising money for Idiara Godu. Why must you do that? And those people, because they cannot speak to you not guys anymore. All of you are compromised. But what I'm saying tonight to all of you, claiming that you are media worms or whatnot you call yourself, when you going against individual you know nothing about, you are digging your grave. If you are dead or alive, I will talk about it when the time is right. But what I'm saying tonight is that this is a case study for every single one of you. This guy, nobody knows who this guy is. I don't know who he is. I haven't seen him before. But I see him call my name and rant. Things he said about people you don't know nothing about. Because they contracted you, you open more than, you don't have a job. Someone that have job cannot have more than 10 pages. Doing what on a daily basis? And you guys are crying crocodile tears because you guys are hashing evil with each other. But guess what? I'm going to shut this program here because I'm going to still come back and talk about the distraction and the distraction you guys are bringing with this so-called religion within. Because our duty to come here is to lay things to bear. I wouldn't want this program to exceed 2 hours, but I want people to go in night to night and ponder. Forget about the person that died is a dead man. Good night, they say. I use that same word. How can I put it? You know, in this world, you know, I'm not judging anybody, but what I'm saying is that what I see that have happened. Because mentioning my name without knowing what's happened in UK already told me that you compromise. And anybody that lied against anybody in IPOB under oath, if you swore an oath, that oath will strike you, including your generation, not only you. It's not only you, it will go beyond you because that's what we swore in IPOB. So I will leave it here. This is a sound warning to all of you. Continue ranting and thinking that the day you see the soul comes after you, that the heaven will bear or have mercy upon you. It does not work that way. What you sow is what you reap. The reason why I put this up is because we don't allow people that is not known or not visible in IPOB. Just like when you're going to look for a job, you don't give your identity, nobody know who you are. We don't hide our faces in IPOB. Anybody that is pseudo in IPOB should not be allowed to be in any form of shame unless he's doing an assignment and he couldn't come public, because he can't come out and accuse me while he don't know me, I don't know you. It does not work that way. So I want so many of you that are playing yourself and massaging yourself, thinking that this is a game, this ain't game, and this is not emotional, you know, blackmailing or whatnot. My question to all of you is what I have put in here. Go and ponder to it, and we shall say no to pseudonym in IPOB, those that don't show their faces. I thank you, fellow comrades and lovers of freedom. Tonight, all I'm saying is that it must be white and white and whiter than snow. Truth is the only thing that can stand the test of time. Doesn't matter who you are. And like I say, I owe no apology to anybody. You know, in this particular journey that we are in now, is we have gone beyond when people will be talking and mimicking. There's no mimicking here. Everything we say is gospel of heaven, as our leader have taught us. And I owe no apology to anybody, because one thing is clear here is that we say things with evidence. Like tonight, I've shown you they have been mourning, crying crocodile tears for no reason. But we lost 50 men in our bar. How many are missing? Some people are in the hospital. None of them talked about it because they had an agreement that will not mention Akwarawa Mende. And you're crying for one man who don't even know who the person is. He didn't die in a course of duty. He died a natural death. Cancer is a natural death. It has got nothing to do with anybody. It has nothing to do with IPOB. I might sleep and not wake up tomorrow morning. Don't cry for me. Let the dead bury himself. But whatever I don't, let that thing be upon me. Like I'm warning all of you, this is not a joke. Probably you took IPOB or think it's a joke. I swore an oath to protect this family, and I will do it with the last blood of my body. I thank you all for listening. May IKECHUKWU continue to strengthen and bless our leader. And those that are standing on the path of truth, never you deviated. Because at the end of the day, one thing is certain. At the end of this journey, Biafra shall be restored. 30th of May is our Heroes' Day, and we shall remember those that paid the ultimate price. Most importantly, Akwarawa member and his group that they send in Aba to be murdered in the Kobe or Chike. Those heart of men are evil. But we shall remember them, and we'll continue to prepare this journey until Biafra is restored. Thank you, and once again, good evening from here. There one.